Hey everybody, this is TJR, and if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If not, welcome back. Say hello to my little friend. And today we're doing a little unboxing here of two items actually, though the primary one, and the reason you probably clicked on this video, is because the Rhino Hi Fidelity pressing of Black Sabbath's second album, Paranoid, has been released. They're repressing, their high fidelity repressing of it. The last high fidelity Black Sabbath pressing that Rhino did, which I have here, their debut album, was spectacular sounding. I remember Mike at the In-Groove, who actually has like original pressings that he can compare to. I don't have access to that. He said that this blew out every other version he had ever heard out of the water. And I just knew when I heard it that it was just like, wow. My ears just went, wow. And for a long time, Black Sabbath's debut was not really a favorite of mine. I didn't dislike it. I just thought it was kind of okay. But that opinion completely changed when I heard this. And this has gone way up in my thoughts on, the various Black Sabbath albums with the original lineup. This has certainly moved up quite a bit there to where it parallels the other classics, like the one we're going to unbox here, which is Paranoid, the album that came out next, the same year even, and also Master of Reality, albums like Sabotage, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I kind of all think of those as classics. And so let me just set this aside here. So we're going to do a little unboxing here, but there was something else that I got along with this too, as well. And let's just go ahead and open up this this wrap here. Hold this little guy open. Here we go. And yes, we've got a second item here. And we've got the main event here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and actually let's before we get to the main event here, let's open up the this little one here. Now this is a CD, of course. I have never ordered a CD from Rhino before. One thing about Rhino, while I love these high fidelity pressings, I think they're amazing, is shipping with them. Unless you spend $100, it's expensive shipping with them. So even though these high fidelity pressings are about $40, which is about the going rate for that type of thing, a half speed mastering, a high fidelity pressing, $40 is kind of where we're at right now against all the rest of the competition here. But in spite of that, though, so even though you're buying that for $40, you got to spend like an extra $10 to ship it. And, it's like, that always kind of gets me every time. Now, if you can find other things to buy, but I can't always be spending $100. But something they have going right now, was they said, $10 over 50 and you get free shipping. So, yeah, I picked up something else just to get the free shipping. You might as well at that point. And if I could just get the darn thing open, wow, it is on there good. Let's see here. Do they give you like a little, let's see this. Oh, there we go. Not easy. I'm surprised they boxed this separately from the rest. I'm surprised they didn't just box it together. But here we go. We have a CD, Duran Duran, their debut album. Recently, Rhino has done like a catalog repressing on both CD and vinyl of Duran Duran's, catalog of albums. Superfan's a big Duran Duran fan. I have learned to appreciate them more. I didn't like them back in the day, to be honest, but I've learned to really appreciate them. I really like this first album. In fact, just to give you an example here, when Superfan and I first started, quote unquote, living together, we were, of course, playing each other our music. And we were very different in our musical tastes. And she played the first Duran Duran album for me. And I said, well, this is actually really good. It didn't take long. It comes with this booklet here. And with lyrics. go. But they've done a complete re-release of their catalog on both CD and vinyl. These are all remastered. They're not half-speed masterings or high-fidelity pressings. They're just remastered, and they put them out on CD and vinyl. And the copy that I've always listened to has been Superfan's copy, which is a CD that she bought back in the day, back in the 80s. And there we go. There's the CD right there. But yeah, this one here has the hit singles Girls on Film, Planet Earth, Careless Memories, Tel Aviv. Let's see here. A number. It's just a good album all the way through here. And I always really like this album here. So I figured, yeah, it's $15. Basically, that brought me to free shipping. It was almost like getting it for $5, because otherwise they would have charged me $10 to ship. So there you go. Here you go, little guy. You can look at that for a little bit there. Just keep busy with that. Just don't eat it. And here we go. And let's go ahead now. Oh, and by the way, I should mention I'm sick. If I sound a little weird, I can feel a cough wanting to come up. If you saw last weekend's video where Superfan and I discussed classic, iconic films that I've never seen but the rest of the world has, she was sick during that time. And a lot of people wished her well. She says thank you, by the way. She's feeling better, but now I've got it. She always sounds a whole lot worse for a whole lot longer. Even after she's feeling fine, she always sounds really sick, but she says she's physically fine. I always sound not sick when I'm sick. People always tell me that over the phone I don't sound like I'm sick. But I've got this tickle cough right now that's been, bothering me right now. But I definitely feel sick. Anyway, but here it is. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. And we've got, of course, the Obi strip here. 180 gram vinyl, cut from analog master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. Pressed adoptable media. Heavyweight gatefold jacket. Exclusive insert with commentary by engineer Tom Olam, if I say it correctly. Limited numbered edition of 5,000. Now, this numbered edition has already sold out, but don't fear. Rhino has been very good about, after they finish the numbered version, of releasing it again unnumbered. So if you missed out, you can still get it, because the sound quality is going to be the same. The price is going to be the same. There's no difference in price. And you may remember that with some of the previous ones they've released. There was that Doors catalog box set that sadly I didn't get to find out about. I knew that it was coming, but when they finally released it, I didn't find out till a couple of days later. The set was sold out. But then they released all the high-fidelity pressings unnumbered as individual albums, which is good for those who do not want to buy the box set. But I wanted the box set, but I still got them all. And again, no difference in price. Doesn't matter whether it's numbered or not. But if I can get it as quickly as possible, I'm going to get it because I really want it and want to hear it. And so here we go. Here's the Obi strip. Songless on the back here. And we've got a gatefold here. We'll open that up for you here. And let's look inside. We've got an exclusive liner notes booklet here. Let's try to pull this out here without destroying it. These things are always very tight when you first get them. Here we go. And just like with the previous one, you had here's the Black Sabbath debut album where you had this tape box representation. This is taken off the original master tape box. This is photo of it. Excuse me. And then of course, exclusive liner notes, exclusive to the edition. This has the same thing. Let's just put that back in there. Just thought I'd revisit that for a moment here. And so yeah, Trident Studios. There we go. And just giving you a look at what the original tape box looks like. And this one has Tom Allman on engineering in conversation with Hugh Gilmore. Here we go. And when I first play these, this is the first thing I will do is I'll sit down and read these as I'm listening. And always fun. Here we go. And now, let's take a look here at the record. Now, unlike some releases where they're trying to pay homage to the vintage label and all of that, these are the Rhino Hi Fidelity pressing labels, clearly identifying, what these are. Black paper sleeve with, of course, poly-lined interior. It's always the way to do it. And again, the bar has been set very high after the release of the Black Sabbath debut. That sounded so amazing. I remember when I heard it, I was just like, whoa. And I even thought to myself, I have nothing. All I can compare this to is my CD copy, which I can already tell this sounds better. And I said, I don't have like older pressings I can compare it to. But I had a feeling that the response was going to be very positive, and I was right, it was. So this one here has a lot to live up to. I'm looking at it right now. It is very clean, very flat looking. We'll see once I put it on the turntable. I have been fooled in the past. The other week, the David Bowie Young Americans half-speed pressing came out, and I unboxed that. And then I was looking at it saying, oh, it looks good. And then I flipped it over and said, oh, it doesn't look so good. There were scratch marks all over it. Yet I played it and it played fine, even with all the scratch marks all over it. I still sent it back and exchanged it for another copy, which didn't have any of those scratch marks, looked fine. But this looks really nice here. So I'm going to play this. Now, unlike the debut album, of course, I've had my CD copy of this album. I have the recent CD remaster that came with a bonus disc, of bonus material that I've enjoyed a great deal. I can compare it to that, but also at one point, excuse me, sorry, it's just that cough. At one point, I did buy a contemporary mass market pressing of this album. This was out around the same time that they were releasing the 2 CD edition that I had purchased. They were re-releasing the whole catalog. And I listened to it, and I ended up not keeping it because I didn't hear anything about it that warranted holding on to it, because it didn't sound any better than the CD. And CDs take up less room, so I got rid of that copy. I'm not very what's the word, sympathetic or nostalgic about those things. It didn't sound better than the CD, so why keep it? And so I just kept the CD. But this one here has some tough shoes to fill when you consider how good the last Black Sabbath pressing they did sounded. And so I'm going to listen right now and come back and let you know what I thought. Be back in a bit. Okay, I am back. I've listened to the whole album. And in my video regarding the debut album, which is over here, I had mentioned that while the guitars were just searing, the drums were just thunderous, that the bass got a little bit of the short end of the stick. And I mentioned that it might have just be due to the limitations of the original tapes. Not so with this one here. One of the things I noticed right away, along with the drums, being thunderous, the guitar is very searing, just like with the debut album, the bass is much more pronounced this time, much more articulate, better articulated in this pressing here. Very pleased to hear that. I feel like there's also more presence to Ozzy's vocals. There's a lot more depth to them this time. Again, I feel very impressed with, again, this second outing into Black Sabbath. This being their second album, if they're going to go in order, which is so far what they've done. That means Master of Reality is next. And when that shows up, if that's the third one they do, that's going to go up against my Vinyl Me Please pressing, which I thought was an improvement over any previous version I had heard, the Vinyl Me Please version. So it's going to go up against that. This, of course, was way better than the LP, the modern LP version that I picked up some years back and eventually just got rid of because it was no different from the CD counterpart. So all in all, very impressive. Another thing that I noticed was just the hand percussion, the bongos on Planet Caravan. Really just nice, and there was just a sense of depth to that. I almost felt like I could hear the fingers, snapping against the drums, the bongos. Just wonderful. Another thing I'll point out was that this one has not the same interview, but interviews the same engineer, Tom Allum, I'm not sure if I say it right, Allum, but he was engineer for both albums, so he gives an interview on this one too, talking about the production and recording of the album. But unlike the last set of liner notes for the debut here, they pepper the interview with quotes from the band on the songs and on the album and on the recording. They pepper it with quotes from them, which is a nice touch. These, of course, aren't new interview questions. They're just quotes, previous quotes. So I thought that was really well done. Very pleased with this. Now, this numbered edition is sold out, but, I'm sure it's going to come out very soon in an unnumbered edition, just like the other one did. At the time of this one, there was no indication that Rhino was going to re-release it. Thankfully, they did because a lot of people wanted it. And that's what they've been doing now. They did, like I said, they did it with the Doors. They did it with ZZ Top. And so I'm sure they're going to do it with this as well. So if you missed out the numbered edition, don't worry. It's going to probably come back. I kind of, we'll almost bet you it will. It'll come back with an unnumbered edition. Same exact pressing. So you'll get all the same quality at the same price if you want to get your hands on this. But not too much more to say. When you have a positive review, not a whole lot you can say sometimes. I guess that's why people prefer to give negative reviews. They get more algorithm hits, and because people like outrage. And also, they can be longer because you can say more things. The best reviews are short ones. That means it was good. It was really good. And this was really, really good. By the way, I did compare this remaster from Rhino of Duran Duran's debut album with Superfan's CD copy. I'll definitely say that by comparison, her original copy sounds a lot thinner to this. This was, of course, louder. It felt beefier. And that's a thing you have to be careful of because sometimes remasters are just louder, but there's no real difference. But even when I turned up her original CD to kind of match this one's volume, it still sounded thinner. Whereas this sounds thicker and beefier, has more heft to it, more girth to it, just feels, more muscular. And so this is definitely a good remaster, definitely an improvement. And wanted to at least try one of the Duran Duran remasters before exploring possibly others. Now I'm kind of regretting I didn't get the LP. It was only like 22 or 25. Maybe I should have gotten that instead. But still, glad I got to hear this. As always, if you like these videos, be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. I want to thank my Patreon supporters. Patreon supporters do get exclusive weekly videos not available on this channel. If you can't be a Patreon supporter, you can always leave a one-time super thanks, or you can just click like, and that helps a great deal. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's always a pleasure that you want to talk music and let me talk to you about music. I always appreciate it that you stop by, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.